Once you become an engineer, I think the transition to a project manager, it could be smooth. Because I was saying, when you're an engineer, you have deadlines, and deadlines are part of a schedule. And when you manage the schedule well, that's project management experience already. So what are your thoughts on project management, and how do you become one? I think this was Big Rob on TikTok. I want to say that he asked this question. So what I'm going to say about project management is that, I worked as a project manager for about 2.5 years back in 2015 to almost 2018. It was a great experience. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. A lot of exposure to multiple disciplines as an engineer, working with people from different backgrounds, different levels within the organization, and also with a lot of very experienced project managers and program managers. Program management is a little more complex than project management. Like, technically speaking, project management just handles one project, like one project. You could be handling multiple ones, but like technically like small projects. But when you talk about program management is more complex because it deals with bigger budgets, multiple projects, multiple programs even. And so it's a little bit more complex. It takes more experience and expertise to become a program manager. In my opinion, it's a really good skill to have. This is one of those skills that transcend your domain, one of those skills that transcend your industry. And by that, I mean the project management, you could use it in any industry: aerospace, automotive, oil, what would you say, space. Like, anywhere you go, you're going to need a project manager, because you're going to need someone that's going to run your project, where like the engineers work with the project manager gives the technical requirements, gives the deadlines, takes care of the budgets, mitigates any type of risk that the design or the project could run into. And so that's kind of like at a very high level what a project manager does. And from performing the work for 2 years, not only from my performance, but also from attending many meetings with other project managers and program managers, people with big titles, like people that are handling billion-dollar contracts. So here are some lessons or some insight that I can give you, and some techniques, some tips for a new project manager. Hey, quick break here. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate your support. If you're enjoying this video and you're getting value, please make sure that you smash the like button. It really does help out the channel, and also subscribe. All right, let's keep watching the video. Number one is that you're going to be dealing with a lot of pressure, and you're going to be dealing with a lot of conflict. For sure, as a project manager, your job is to keep things going. Your job is to work with your team to help them meet the deadlines and develop whatever it is that you're developing, or design whatever it is that you're designing. So as such, you're going to be getting pressure, number one, from your boss, because your boss is going to be like, all right, I need this. And then you're going to be also getting pressure from your engineers, who are going to be coming to you for help, or they're going to come to you for help and for guidance. So there's going to be a lot of pressure, a lot of conflict when you have to go and confront, not like in a fight in an aggressive way, but you're going to be asking people, okay, when is this going to be done? You're going to have to be asking very, very tough questions. Like, communication is a skill that you definitely need to develop when you're a project manager. One of the things that I realized as a project manager for 2 years is that asking the right questions is half the battle. Knowing how to approach different situations and asking questions in different ways actually help you get to the root cause of a problem, or who knows, maybe even figure out a problem. So pay attention to a lot of people, maybe older project managers or program managers that you are going to business meetings with. I was very grateful to be around a lot of project managers at the time, and that had a lot more experience than I did. And so I was just watching people and listening, and watching them handle conflict, watching them ask questions, listening to what they were saying when they were approaching certain issues and how they would bring it up. So pay attention to all of that. Also, as a project manager, you have to have vision, because you want to be able to foresee, or at least try to foresee, what could go wrong along the path of your development of your design with your team, so that you can actually do something about it. And having vision, it's going to be one of those things that you develop along the way. You develop more of that from experience as well, I think, because something is going to go wrong, or if something could go wrong in the future, then you want to make sure that you reduce its impact in case it does go wrong. You call that mitigations, right? You you reduce risk of things going wrong. So that's going to be also one of the key responsibilities of a project manager, having vision and also understanding what your team is doing, making sure that your budget is being expended in accordance with whatever budget it is that you have, especially if you're doing research and development. Also, of course, understanding the problems, the solutions, and what needs to be done to move forward. So communication, again, is very, very key. So how do you become a project manager? Well, I think it's one of those skills that you develop without knowing. Like if you are an engineer and you're dealing with design, you're dealing with deadlines, maybe you're dealing with cost, you're working with other people, and so you are already developing project management skills there. If you're a project engineer, also if that's your title, then also you can start getting project management experience that way. Once you become an engineer, I think the transition to a project manager, I want to say that it's not easy, but I want to say that it could be smooth depending on your specific experience as an engineer, depending on exactly what you were doing. Because I was saying, when you're an engineer, you have deadlines, and deadlines are part of a schedule. And when you manage the schedule well, that's project management experience already. If you're an engineer, you're dealing with the budget. You usually have a budget. You don't have a limited amount of money that you spend on your design or whatever it is that you're working on. So that actually covers the cost portion of project management. If you're an engineer, you are already solving issues, you are mitigating potential things that could go wrong in the future. That's risk mitigation, which is also part of project management. So it's not like you're going to develop project management skills, and you don't have to be a project manager in order to develop those skills. You develop them as an engineer, and I think it's something that happens organically. That's just the way I see it. So you just apply. That's what I want to say. Some places do require you to get a certification to become a project manager. I've heard good things and bad things. It's one of those things that just checks the box. It doesn't really mean that you're going to be a good project manager. So I never had a certification. I never got one, and I was actually be able to be one. And I'm pretty sure that in the future, if I want to become a project manager, or if I want to perform in the role again, because I already have the experience, most likely I would be a good candidate for the position. It would just depend on what it is, of course. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share in this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And with all that being said, I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Take care. Peace.